Hey everyone, are you interested in immigration law careers? What about international refugee law? That's what we're talking about here today at JD Careers Out There, where we get you career advice from fellow lawyers and non-practicing lawyers to help you achieve success and happiness in your career. You know, in law school you learn how to think, read, and write like a lawyer. We're here to help you enjoy your career, and a big part of that is finding a path that excites you. And you're going to see that today's guest really found a path that excites her. I'm Mark Luber, and today we're talking to Kim Trinh. Kim is a United Nations volunteer, and she's placed with the UNHCR agency, which is the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. She's been stationed in Pretoria, South Africa, where she's doing the work of an Associate Protection Officer. That means she's meeting with refugees and determining whether they qualify for refugee protection with the UNHCR. I asked Kim to tell us all about her job, and she started by telling us about the United Nations Volunteer Program. Take a look.
It's actually a really competitive program. They actually seek, the UN Volunteer Program seeks out people with a master's degree at least, and then people with prior work experience. It's actually interesting because you actually apply through UNV, but then they place you. And so when I applied or put my profile on UNV, they contacted me within 5 days, and then I was interviewed for this position and I received it. They select 3 finalists for a post, and then the office here, the field office, decides who they want to choose out of the 3. But it's not as if I'm not getting paid. I get a stipend, and also it actually leads to better positions in UNHCR if that's the career path I want to take. UNVs are typically hired on after a few years to be part of a roster to be permanent staff of UNHCR, as well as it is looked highly upon in the refugee law, the refugee NGO sectors, and people working under refugee status determination as well.
Okay, so immigration law and refugee status work, that's your passion, that's what you've always kind of focused on?
I started out in law school doing working actually for Department of Homeland Security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So I did that was my beginning of immigration law. I actually did asylum law for the government, and refugee law is exactly like U.S. immigration law, except for it's just a different legal definition. Every country has the right to determine who can enter their country, and based on national laws, that is loosely based on the UN Convention definition of a refugee. They determine who can be an asylum seeker in their country. Actually, South Africa does that here as well. I only do refugee status determination for those that have been denied by the South African government or have not yet been seen as a refugee by the government, so that the UNHCR can move on forward with their application for a possible resettlement to a third country. So yeah, my work has always been in immigration and refugee law. I didn't go to law school to make a lot of money. I mean, I still have to pay off my loans, but you know, I think it reminds me of why I went to law school to begin with, is to do the advocacy, to actually provide legal assistance to people who are in need of it, and not have to do billable hours, and seeing the reward of your assistance to your clients or the applicants. I really love my job. I couldn't imagine doing this when I was in law school, but I hear a lot of stories of lawyers miserable in their job, working so much, and I don't feel that way at all. I actually like working. I've never been more happy in a position that I have. I might not make a lot of money, but the nonprofit world, after you stay for a little while, it's not as low paying of a salary as people, I think, might assume it is overseas.
Are you as inspired by Kim's path as I am? If you're interested in immigration law or having a similar path to Kim's, like working as a UN volunteer or for the UNHCR, come check out the full interview at jdcareersouththere.com. Kim's going to tell us what it's like to be a UN volunteer and work for the UNHCR, and she's going to talk about doing refugee work, what it's like to live and work overseas, and she's going to share some different directions where you could take this kind of a legal background. You could take a shortcut to the site by going to jdcot.com, and if you're already there at the site, you could just scroll down to the full interview. Make sure you become a member so you get access to that video and access to lots more exclusive content that's filled with great advice. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I'm Mark Luber and look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.